For anyone who's been paying attention to Canadian news lately, they will know that a woman was kicked out of the Miss Canada Universe pageant because she was born a man and then became a woman. Now, I very rarely speak on gender issues. I almost never do it. But I am going to do that today. And I just want to state for the record, first right out, I will not be talking about whether or not she should be in the pageant. That's not going to be discussed. What I am going to discuss is all the things that everybody else is not mentioning and are forgetting to mention. Now, Jenna Talackova is 23 and she's running for Miss Universe Canada. And as I said, she was born a man and then had a sex change operation, the hormones, all that, and became a woman. Now she's been kicked out because the beauty pageant rules say you have to be a natural born woman. Now, she says that since she was born male but always identified as being female, that that's close enough. What I'm wondering is 28 years old and divorced. Is that close enough to being under 28 and unmarried? But here's the thing that the people aren't talking about, because she's considering legal action against the beauty pageant for being kicked out for having been born a man. Whether or not she should be allowed in the beauty pageant, having been originally born a man, is not what I'm talking about. It's less relevant to. It's not really what I'm talking about. She's filed a lawsuit to be brought back in. Now, this is what people aren't taking into consideration. Yes, she is female, but she was born a man, so that's up for discussion and opinion as to whether that counts as a natural-born woman or not. Here's what's not up for discussion. Upon being a part of the Miss Universe contest, you sign an agreement, a contract stating that you were under 28, that you are unmarried, and you are a natural-born woman. Now, unfortunately for Ms. Talackova, she knows that she didn't fit their description of what they say is a natural-born woman. She publicly stated, "I think I'm close enough," which means she has publicly admitted that she does not fit the criteria that they define, that she signed on to. Meaning, she's proven that she has signed on without actually being what it is that she signed to agree to be. So she's already signed it in dishonor, or what in legal terms is known as dishonor. So when she goes to court, she absolutely won't win. Whether or not she should win is a different matter. From a legal standpoint, she will not win because she signed a contract in dishonor. She's publicly admitted that she did not fit the criteria at which she signed on, saying that she was. So technically, you could interpret that she's committed an act of fraud, and thus cannot win the court case. And that's the part that nobody's talking about. Everybody's talking about whether or not she should be there, or whether or not having identified as a woman your entire life counts. It's the legal argument that's really going to matter in court, and not really the gender issue as to whether or not that counts. Now here's the argument that I want to make. Whether or not she should be in the pageant is irrelevant to the fact that beauty pageants are an ignorant, backward idea. They are misogynistic, they're superficial, they promote the idea that a woman is an object. I mean, the whole regular anti-beauty pageant argument. Nobody seems to be thinking about that right now. Beauty pageants in general are a bad idea, are wrong. It is objectifying. It's literally holding a woman up onto a stage and then writing down a number of what you think. If that's not superficial and judgmental, I can't think of much else that would be. It's almost kind of like an auction block, or hauling cattle up on stage and judging. I mean, it's almost the same thing. It certainly is demeaning. But that's just the argument that I want to make. She has no argument in law, or whether or not she should or should not be is irrelevant to the fact of what will be argued in law, and the fact that beauty pageants are wrong to begin with. So I don't think there should be any argument in that regard.